Coronation Street theory, Daisy Midgeley has only got family on the cobbles in the form of her stepmother Jenny Connor, but as the weeks pass by on the ITV soap, she could discover she is related to Sean Tully somehow. Daisy, played by Charlotte Jordan, is currently embroiled in a romance with Daniel Osborne, Rob Mallard, although she has become increasingly jealous of Nikki Wheatley, Kimberly Hart-Simpson, coming back to Coronation Street as she thinks her boyfriend will reignite a fling with the teaching assistant. As this storyline continues, she could see her attention diverted elsewhere as Sean's, Anthony Cotton, son Dylan Wilson, Liam McChain, returns to the ITV soap in the coming weeks. She could instantly recognize the youngster, and she could be shocked to learn how he connects her to the Rover's return barman as her past is explored a little further. The troublemaker and Sean featured in a storyline together last year as they were both involved in the pyramid scheme plot. Initially, it was the barman who got his colleague embroiled in the industry as he knew she wanted to make some extra cash. Unfortunately, he soon discovered it was a huge scam and foiled Daisy's chances of making it big as he didn't want her to ruin her life. This led to the pair falling out as Jenny's, Sally Ann Matthews, stepdaughter thought she knew best and wanted to continue learning the trade. It wasn't too long before she stopped, and the characters haven't really been involved with each other since, but Dylan could change all this. As the youngster makes his return to the cobbles, it could be revealed he is actually Daisy's stepbrother, as her father could have had a relationship with Violet Wilson, Jenny Platt, several years ago. Following his split from Jenny, Mr. Midgeley could have begun a romance with the former Cobbles resident when she parted ways with Jamie Baldwin, Rupert Hill. It could have been a relationship that lasted a couple of years, but in said time, Daisy could have struggled to bond with Dylan. Having lost her brother Tommy, she could have found it really hard to have seen Dylan as a brother figure so soon after. Therefore, seeing him back in Weatherfield could stir up a whole lot of emotions for her, as she didn't interact with him during his return stint in 2020. Dylan could have been part of the reason Daisy decided to leave home, as her father went on to have another romance which resulted in a pregnancy. Mr. Midgeley put all his effort and time into raising the child, and she felt pushed out, something which could have started when Dylan was in the picture. Daisy could have never felt enough for her father, but now settled on the cobbles and living a much better life, will she allow herself to get to know Dylan? He is only a teenager and she will realize he never did anything wrong, he simply came into the picture at the wrong time. Sean could be more than happy for his son to get to know his former stepsister, as the actor who plays the barman, Anthony, has teased more details about Dylan's return. Speaking in an exclusive interview with the Daily Star, the actor explained, "I've got a busy year ahead. My son is coming back. And we had a pandemic, so everything changed for everybody, and Coronation Street was no different, so that's going to happen, and there may be some kind of new friendship/relationship that happens. My job with my role within the show will probably stay the same and do the same as Sean has always done, always optimistic and always looking for the best in people. This year of all years is when we are really going to need that," he continued. So could Sean look for the best in Daisy? Will viewers start to see a different side to the barmaid after almost 18 months wreaking havoc on the romances of Weatherfield? With Dylan's return, viewers could see a different side to the youngster following his return to the show almost 2 years ago. The teenager was very agitated the last time he came to live with his father because he was being bullied at school. Sean didn't help matters, as he was getting himself into increasing amounts of debt to try and give his son a lavish lifestyle. Unfortunately, the father of one admitted defeat and his son ended up returning to live with his mother, Violet, in London. But what brings him back this time around, and will the move up north be more permanent as Dylan realizes he wants to spend more time with his father? Speaking of when Dylan first came back to the show, Anthony told Express.co.uk and other media, this was originally going to happen 12 months ago, with a different kind of story. Then stuff happens, as it always does, where something else was brought in and it was too similar. Something happened and it didn't happen when it was supposed to. But at the time when I was told that it wasn't going to happen, Corrie producer, Ian McLeod also said to me, "Don't worry, it is going to happen in another scenario, but it's going to take a bit of time." Then COVID happened. Dylan should have actually been on screen a lot sooner, but then it all went wrong. And even before that, he should have been on screen a year ago but in a different incarnation.